Well, just going on YouTube, this is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the debut EP by rock band Love and Death as far as these fairs are going to happen. Basically, this project is called Chemicals, and it came out in the spring of 2012. Now, within the fair about it, Love and Death is a band by Korn band member Brian Head Welch as far as these fairs are going to happen. Now, particularly, it's not as much full-bound a debut because within the particular fair, Brian Head Welch went solo from Korn in like 2007 and 2008. And I reviewed a series of those projects, in particular way back in like 2016, 2017, pitches like that. I think I reviewed one of like the Love and Death albums, so I wanted to get back to them because it's been a pretty solitary while since I have with them pitches like that. I think I reviewed Between Here and Lost, their actual Love and Death's actual debut album, and then I went back and reviewed basically Brian Head Welch's Save Me From Myself from 2008. So it's excellent type of appeals, but this is, as a band, when they were called Love and Death, this is their more or less debut product. So it's within those fairs. They have 3 projects, at least nowadays. They had the 2012 and 2013 one, then they dropped the product in 2021, which is some excellent type pitches. So yeah, Brian Head Welch is the guitarist for Korn, good pitch like that. So definitely within the flavor, liking Korn, it's a good variety to fuck with some of this stuff here, pitches like that. It's the same sort of aspect. It's more religious bound pitches like that, which is not a problem, but just pitch is something to know within the aspect as far as the pitch is going to happen. Now, it's really not even within the taste of within that aspect. I look within the tone. This is just basically like getting like a winter kind of Korn. That's the basic aspect here. It's basically just a Korn project, just in more club venue type orientedness, and just more amidst like the frostier months, like late November, December, January, February, some of those type pitches. So it really nails the aspect as far as these fairs going to happen within the pitch as far as saying Brian Head Welch delivers some of these hooks in a pretty similar type fashion to John Davis as far as those pairs can happen. Within the pitch, this definitely feels like an offbeat to that particular fair as far as this pitch can happen, especially the 2 singles, Paralyzed and Chemicals, as far as this pairs can happen. Excellent type pitches for both those, and both those songs were also on the Between Here and Lost album from 2013. So good type pitch as far as this pairs can happen. But I look after it within pitches like that. As far as saying this EP is going to get a 10 out of 10, these pitches here, just being able to look after just the aspect behind it. These 2 hard Megiddo remixes are pretty nice in here within these aspects. Definitely has some pretty excellent type club fare, which adds some new spices. And then these other 3 songs, Whip It, Paralyzed, and Chemicals, are all nice ones within the pitch. And just having like a more winter-bound kind of mild commerce and backyard type romps pitch like this. It's just familiar territory with the places where you would fuck with Korn. Same aspects, just more in December, January type fairs. This kind of pitch as far as saying, but it's excellent type products as far as getting towards some of these. There is a couple, like I would say at least Chemicals. At least Chemicals is kind of a backyard type romp, so it's kind of pitch if you're smoking with your pals out in the backyard, pitch like that. Some of these type ordeals, just standard hangout type fashion, just kind of does that in more autumn winter type sense. It's good type pitch getting towards some of that type fare. Whip It's kind of like a commerce type one within pitches, but we'll get towards it as far as saying within those aspects. But yeah, 10 out of 10 EP, good type flares, just basic, loud pack, this extra bonus type package, expansion pack to the Korn variety pitch like that. But Chemicals was the lead single off this product. Now, within the fair, clicking on the article about Between Here and Lost, the actual Love and Death debut album, the parallel, like I was saying, Chemicals and Paralyzed were released as singles from that project, so they were kind of also on this one as well within these pitches as far as since. So I'm just going to talk about both those as singles. The only minor unfortunate thing about it on here is just the fact that there's not really like an original song with it. Now I'm gonna talk about these songs again because it's been since 2017 since I've talked about these particular songs, pitches like that. But it's just kind of the fair as far as saying it is too bad, apart from like the Whip It kind of Devo cover, that there wasn't at least maybe possibly one other type song. But that it's just a minor type complaint because these hard Megiddo remixes are pretty excellent on here, so it's pretty blistering type aspect to my album. Even if you do own the Love and Death debut album Between Here and Lost, there's at least a few extra goodies to still warrant picking this up as far as this pairs comes. Excellent type pitch. But looking after Chemicals, lead single off this product, it's like an airing out type song, I'd say here. Just a winter kind of outdoor backyard smash kind of get. It's basically Korn, more past October pitch like that. So that fair is good aspects here. Just feeling good. I would definitely say have some smokes in your system. Some of those type products have a couple wine coolers or just frosty kind of drinks, some of those type tones, some Bailey's Irish, some of those good type fairs, it's good pitches, and a real ice cold Budweiser, some of these type pitches to really get along to pitches like that. It's a venue bubbler, I would definitely say good type tones for some of these, just some great get louds as far as these pitches gonna go. Definitely feels like Korn from the Take a Look in the Mirror days from 2003 and the Untouchable days from 2002. Good pitches like that. Some type ones, like definitely some songs by Korn like Here to Stay, some of these type ones, but definitely good pitches like that as far as these fairs gonna go. Yeah, but just to say more icy kind of biting type fare within pitch like that. But Chemicals, excellent type song. The hook variety is just like the way John Davis would kind of have some of those type ones. So good type aspects, just in that same vein. Good pitches, obviously. Paralyzed, more or less second single. Now this one actually came out before Chemicals, but it's kind of pitched that Chemicals was the one that was more. Chemicals is the one that was touted as like the promotion off this EP as far as the Spares Gam. But yeah, both of which were promoted by Love and Death around these times, 2011, 12, and 13, so it's affairs. But yeah, Paralyzed, like a familiar kind of Korn, kind of vampiric, kind of frosty spice to have, kind of honest snack romp. This particular song is kind of like honest snack romp. Some of these type pitches, I'd say, a bit of smokes just within the goings, the long pitches like that, just kind of rope some errands up within those pairs as far as those pitches kind of happen. So just kind of amidst the crawl of it as far as these pitches kind of just simple. So just kind of amidst the crawl of it as far as these pitches having simple kind of Taco Bell type runs, some of these type aspects within the tone as far as these pitches will kind of go. Just amidst the fair, getting some standard shit type done pitches like that amidst the ordeals. This kind of particular back and forth, this kind of within the aspect of. It's more or less a makeshift type song, but just not quite as serious with it as far as this pitch goes. Just kind of missed the pitch of that typical kind of Korn hauntiness that you would kind of get within those aspects. Yeah, the very vampiric type tone, like I was saying, pitches like that, Sounds Type Fair is just kind of the pitch of this. A goth kind of within the frosty wind, some of these type tones as far as getting towards like the product of just having like some weekday and day jaunts as far as those fairs go. But yeah, definitely smoking along the way. Some of these fairs just sneak a zigzag in there. Some of these fairs with an extra type pitch, pick up like some Fritos and good things like that. I'd say Whip It's a quality one. This is not the third single, but this is the only other original type song within the format that's that has like it's a differential song type flair. But the two remixes, the Harmagito remixes, are both excellent. But this pitch is the only other type song to get as like a taste like this particular band within fair. But yeah, definitely the pitch, good type fair. Whip It, but even then, Whip It's a cover song. I don't know who Devo is, but it's excellent type pitches. It features Matt Baird of Spoken, so it's good pitches like that. But Whip It's like a dope, hollow, kind of cathedral-like town stroll to kind of get here. Just nice, frosty kind of get-alongs, I'd say. Kind of some chummy makeshifts as far as these pairs can go. So it kind of reminds me of Fear Factory and Orgy, some of those particular type bands, pitches like that. Whip It's just an excellent commerce type one. Just kind of that traffic dredge, just more amidst the aspect of like holiday season pitches like that. Whip It's just some excellent kind of holiday season type vehicle commerce pitches like that, just within those pairs. Just kind of, yeah, hollow pitches like that. Just very has like that cathedral type feel, some of these type aspects that just kind of bone chilling, some of these type aspects within the tone as far as just getting towards like particular. It feels something out of like a particular like out of like a snowy type movie like The Revenant, but just with vampires pitches like that. I'd say obviously movies like Van Helsing, some of these type fairs, just can't think of a full bound ton of really vampiric type movies that were kind of around that particular time and like the aspect behind it. But just yeah, just good type fair. It's really like the tone continues that haunting type sense that Korn typically kind of has. It's that decay of things as far as these pitch guys have, just really within the aspect as far as getting towards it, but just kind of makeshift type fair just within pitch. Very much the chorus feels like a particular Fear Factor within pitches like that. Sounds type host within the aspect. But just some good alt rock and alt metal kind of just some good alt rock and alt metal kind of makeshift get along as far as this first comes. So just the aspect behind it is that typical kind of just tone of some of that particular type bitingness. Good fares. Paralyzed Harmagito remix is nice on here. It's like a nice trance flavored metal snare to kind of get within these aspects. Very Mortal Kombat like when you think of some of those trance type songs to that particular series kind of did in like the 90s pitch like that. Some of those techno type ones kind of within that aspect. Just a real nice electro one. Just very frosted pitches like that. So this is kind of fair as far as just saying some tear up to kind of get. So these are some of the ones that kind of have a little bit more dance in mind, kind of like Korn's particular album that had recently came out. I'm not as full bound sure if Brian Head Welch was he might not have been a part of Korn in like 2011 when they dropped the Path of Totality pitches like that, but Korn was getting into some EDM type stuff. This is a good pitch that some of these type fairs really have the aspect of like this trance type aspects within some type tones. It's a good pitch for that. Real nice one to shake your ass, bust to move a little bit within these tones. Just really get the two-step in some of these type fairs within the pitch behind. Definitely get some drink slosh in some of these type fairs. Just really get the goth divas dropping at pitches like that as far as those ordeals can have. So excellent type fair, good fairs like that. Chemicals Harmagito remix is nice on here as well. It's like an excellent kind of immediate tear up to get in rave club kind of bang. I'd say some of these type aspects is an ambient kind of dance. So really fair about this song, feels like you would get pretty decently tore up within some of these type pitches, but also has like the aspect of just kind of soaking in like the tones of like some night type fair pitches like that. It's not quite as full blown snarly as Paralyzed, the Harmagito remix, but Chemicals Harmagito remix does have the aspect of just appreciating like further type products and just like some step around. So the Chemicals remix is some good social outing kind of intake as far as this best kind of excellent. So the Chemicals remix is some good social outing kind of intake as far as these pairs go. So excellent within pitch as far as getting towards that product. Just some further type product to kind of just get sauce and good pitches. Kind of appreciate like the fair behind it. Just some good jive and pitches like that within the aspects a little bit more soaking it in and vibey as far as this first guy. Excellent type pitch. Just appreciate the product. So yeah, that's within the fair about this EP pitch like that. So 10 out of 10 EP pitches, some of those type fairs. Social score is going to get a 10 in these aspects. Now the only reason why I wouldn't full bounce is because the pitch that it probably could have used at least one more new song pitch like that. Whip It is a clever type one, but probably just a taste. The only real fair about it is just whether or not this particular product could have kept a particular song apart from the cover song that could have been like a secret exclusive to this product. If there had been a 6th song, I question what would have happened there, but it's kind of the pitch. I know within the fair that like Love and Death doesn't have a super ton of products within these pitches. It's basically just like a depot type thing for Brian Head Welsh in between sessions before getting back to Korn within some of those type pitches. But it's kind of the fair. It does leave you hungry for some of these type aspects, but it's kind of telling that the 2 singles were also to be found elsewhere. It's too bad that it wasn't like the Tool EP when you think of Opiate. Some of those type fairs that could have had exclusives pitched like that. But other than that, it's basically 10. It's pitched like that. It's not like it isn't a 10 in terms of quality, but it's just the pitch. It has some of these winter spice type songs, some backyard type fairs that just getting crunk and just a different type facet. Korn can do summer, Korn can do spring, Korn can do fall, obviously, but good type pitches for some of that type familiar type variety, just getting it in a more kind of more frosted type tone pitch like that. Some backyard kind of spices, some commerce in there, and like a cathedral type sense, is some kind of makeshifty and snack roms pitch like that to kind of smoke along the way. Good type fairs, and the Harmagito remixes of both some trance and just overall good. The Harmagito remixes are some good trance and just overall 2-step type songs to really get for some of that flavor, like some ambience kind of going on pitch like that. But just within the frosty type sense as well, it's a good type fair. So I look after it in terms of the future, like particularly Love and Death has at least dropped a 2021 album. That's the most recent thing. They don't drop it super commonly because I want to say more or less Brian Head Welsh is a part of Korn again within these pitch section type fair. It's kind of like the way Corey Taylor would do Stone Sour on the occasion. It's been a little bit since Corey Taylor has done Stone Sour, but it's kind of pitch, just excellent offshoot type band pitch like that. They do have at least a few more products. I'm going to get to that Brian Head Welsh 2007 album, which is kind of a secret type product. Then I'll get to the 2021 one that dropped. It dropped within the recent pair when I last reviewed Love and Death pitches like that. But yeah, easy kind of EP classic pitches like that. Just a good ice cold kind of offshoot of Korn pitches like that. Some good type fairs, further type products.